Tatiana, hi, Jim Delapine here. I I like the background. It's fine. I see that you put your shadow in there. I see that you have a saved and renamed channel or selection as a channel, and you renamed it. What I don't see is well, I do see a an adjustment layer that is a clipping mask, so you get credit for that. But I just want to show you that there's a preferable way to do it um, because what you did was you created these selections here. So I commend you for that. So it works. Although it's not necessary for a background layer to have a clipping mask, okay? And here's why. It's the bottom layer, okay? So for example, let's just say let's go to the arm here, okay? Let's say I wanted to change the color of the arm for whatever reason, or make some kind of adjustment. So I would click on this adjustment layer icon with the arm layer active, and then let's say I'll go to use saturation, just for example. All right, so now if I wanted to change the color of it, I'd work with the U. So if I did that, notice how it's changing everything, including the background. So what's happening is that it's affecting all of the underlying layers. However, if I hold down my Alt or Option key, which is the shortcut, I could click in between these layers, bam, and now that's a clipping mask. Okay, so now it attaches only to that item that's been, or that arm. Okay, so that's the difference. So I can now go into the use saturation, which is right here, and make that change again. So note what's happening. Okay, so I could increase the saturation, which make it more vibrant and colorful, although it's a little too much, too bright, but that's how you do that. Okay, so that's the advantage of a clipping mask. So no need to make a selection and all that. So it basically attaches to the underlying layer, just like you did with the image and the text in the previous assignment. All right, so let's talk about also, I just want to show you, just to have fun with this, okay? If I zoom in here to the eyes, all right, so I want to go to that layer. So a quick way to do that is if you're in the Move tool, make sure that Auto Select is checked. Then if I click on this layer, it goes right, on this image, it goes right to that layer. So if I click on the head here, it goes right to there, okay, or the Game Boy controller. And I got to tell you, I love what you did here with the ears peeking through here using the layer mask. Great job on that. So let's go back to here. So what I'm going to do is go to my quick selection tool, and I'm going to click and drag around this eye here, okay? So that snaps to contrasting pixels. Okay. Now what I'm going to do, with it still selected, I'm going to hit Control J. So that copies what was in that selection to the layer above. So I now have this on its own layer. Okay. So then what I'll do is I'll go to my Move tool and move this over here. All right. So I'm going to have two eyes that are looking over at the hand. And what I want you to do is come up with something to put in that hand that will make it interesting. Okay. Have fun with it. All right. So now let me just undo this for a second. So now, yeah, let me just undo this. So if I control click on that layer, all right, I'm going to save this selection. All right, so here's the advantage of saving a selection as a channel. I'm going to go to select, save selection, and I can name it. I'll just name it I, okay, and hit OK. So now it shows up as a channel, and it's I, okay. So now what I'm going to do is, and it doesn't have to be selected, but I'm going to move this over here, okay, and then I'm going to go back and select the head layer again and load that selection. So go to channels, and I'm going to control click on the eye thumbnail. That loads that selection. That's the quicker way of loading it. The long way is to go to select, load selection, and then select I. That's the long way. So simply control clicking is the quick way. Now what I'm going to do is fill this with content aware. So Shift F5 is the shortcut for fill, and by default content aware comes up. So content aware, the way that works is that it looks at the surrounding pixels and kind of calculates what to fill in there. Okay, so it's going to be a problem because it's right next to this nose area here, but we can fix that. So I'll hit OK. All right, and it did a really good job, except that it picks up the surrounding pixels, like I said, of the nose. So we're going to fix that. So now with it still selected, what I'll do is, notice the head is still selected. I can do this. I can go to my clone tool and alt click out here, right? Somewhere here. So alt clicking here, or option clicking if you're on the Mac, it's going to sample those pixels. Now it's going to copy them inside here. So actually I should probably do it from here, right? So it's adjacent. All right, so I'm alt clicking right here, then coming over and clicking and dragging and pulling down. All right, so it's copying from where that little crosshair is over to this area here. All right, I may have to do that again. All right, clicking and dragging again. So, all right, so now I'm going to hit Control D to deselect. So I have this stuff here to deal with. So what I could do is use the Spot Healing Brush tool and just quickly drag over that. I'm dragging down and then letting go. And that kind of, like, I can do it again and again, and it kind of fixes that area. You know, another way to do it is to go to the patch tool and surround an area that I want to edit, and then click from the center and drag up to an area that's similar to it and let go. So it kind of averages in those pixels. So you can do that for a lot of this. Okay? This is kind of a dark shadow here, so I can actually drag over to here. It's going to sample up these pixels. All right, so it averages it out. All right, so it looks pretty good. All right, so I would do the same thing for over here with regards to getting rid of these pixels here. But with this eye here, so now we're going to select this layer here. I'm going to duplicate this layer by hitting Control J. With nothing selected, you can't have a selection active. If you have a selection active, it's going to copy what's in that selection to the layer above. But with nothing selected and the layer active, Control J will duplicate that layer. So I have a duplicate layer for the eye. Go to my Move tool and click and drag this straight over and place this accordingly. So you can see where we're going with this, all right? So that's one way to do this, okay? So you can put these eyes anywhere you want. All right, so that would be kind of cool. So see what you can do about putting something in his hand and take it from there, and we are good to go. All right, take care now.